All right, so we'll jump to Jerry Owens real quick for the starting lineup. I'm Edwin Meyer alongside Luke Kilgore. And here we go.
Appreciate again the time that they have put in here at the college and the success that we've had, and a big thank you to them. Get a quick introduction and let them get a photo taken. First, we'd like to recognize Condell Scott. Condell. Raylon Brooks. Patrick Brassard. John Dumais. And while they're getting their group photo done, we'll get ready to introduce the Gator starting lineup. All right, now the starting lineup for the Gators. A 6'3" sophomore, number 20, Marcus Miles. 6'3" freshman, 22, Devontae Luckett. 6'1" freshman, 23, Jarek Mitchell. A 6'3" freshman, 24, Chris Hale. And a 6'8" freshman, number 55, Aaron Rife. And the rest of the Gators, head coach Mr. Tim Malroy, Roderick Mabry, and Ryan Blasingame coaching. And the starting lineup for Centralia. And it will be our sophomores, Condell Scott, Raylon Brooks, Patrick Brassard, John Dumais, and Marcy Rogers. Jason Moyer, head coach, Dave Clovedall, Van Lockett assisting.
All right, and welcome to Michael Smith Gymnasium, where we have the Centralia College Trailblazers hosting the Green River Gators.
So you want to recap some of the earlier action that we had here for us, Luke?
Earlier in our doubleheader, we had the women's game in which the Blazers dominated 86-49 over the Green River Gators. And as we get set to tip off here on Hall of Fame night and also sophomore night, Patrick Broussard wins the tip, but it ends up going out of bounds, and it's going to end up being Green River possession.
Great timing by Patrick. Might have just been a little bit too excited and hit it a little bit too hard that time.
Didn't know his own strength there.
Yeah.
Number 23 at the top of the key. That's Jarek Mitchell. Hands it off a shot by number 24 from three, no good, but rebounded by Devontae Luckett. Back in the hands of Jarek Mitchell. That shot was by Chris Hale.
Ready to jump out of my seat. I've seen the basketball coming over this way.
And it's in the hands of Hale. Hands it off in high post to Marquise Miles. A shot, no good, from number 22, Devontae Luckett. And trying to outlet pass, but it is picked off by Marquise Miles in transition. In the hands of Devontae Luckett at the top of the key, drives to the high post, puts up a floater, no good. And another putback attempt there by Luckett, and it is blocked by John Dumais. Great block by him, great positioning. And Condell Scott's at the top of the key with the basketball for the Blazers. Crossover. Hands it off to Marcy and hands it off to Raylon Brooks. Condell drives, but loses his dribble, and that's going to be a turnover going the other way. Devontae Luckett hands it off to Jarek Mitchell at the top. Trying to move the offense around, get something drummed up here, get an open shot, maybe inside, high post, and hand it off into the post, but it is picked off by John Dumais, and John Dumais keeps at it and gets the steal. Good job so far by John Dumais, a block and a steal. Great job on the defensive end. He's wanting to make a statement in this game as a sophomore. Last game out, he scored 19 points, even though he swears that it was 21.
Yep. Seems like got docked there as the statistician.
But you can bet he's going to want to come out and make an impression. These sophomores trying to get scouted. Broussard from 3, and it is off left iron. Just he was open, so why not take it, was the philosophy there.
And show a little bit of versatility, trying to show that he could step outside, just off the mark that time.
Number 20 from the high post. Jumper is no good. That's Marquise Miles. Rebound goes to the Blazers. Raylon Brooks at the top of the key. Gives it to Broussard in the high post. Wasn't a little bit of slippery hands on that one. Went right between his legs. Slipped out of his hands as it goes the other way. Another turnover there. Really kind of excited right out the gate.
Travel. Number 20 got away
Kind
with
of
an obvious travel.
Yeah, no call there. Number 23, but blocked by Patrick Broussard. That was a great little hop step there, but Patrick Broussard was not fooled. And a foul there is number 55, the big 6'8" Aaron Rife tried to go for the easy shot, maybe even a dunk there, but Dumais and Patrick closed in on that. And
yeah, each one of them have a block already early on, so you see the two big guys going for the blocks against the big guy, 55, Rife, 6'8", out of Seattle, so they have the work definitely cut out for him this evening.
And first blood goes to Green River as Aaron Rife puts up a free throw. Makes his first of 2 with 17 minutes left here in the first half. The second free throw rattles in, and the score is 2-0. Green River leading, 17 minutes left to go in the first half. Condell Scott drives and kicks it out to Raylon Brooks. Nice little move there, but loses the ball and gets it stolen by Hale. In transition, puts up the floater layup, and it's up and in. So 4-0, Green River. Raylon Brooks at the top of the key, waiting for his guys to get their motion set up here. Broussard short corner with the jumper. It is off, and the rebound goes to the Gators. In transition is Jarek Mitchell. Hands it off to Chris Hale. Back to Mitchell, finds number 20 inside, Marquise Miles, with the short-range jumper, about 6 feet out. It is good, 6-0. The Green River Gators are leading the Blazers thus far. And this will be the Blazers' last game, so they're definitely trying to make a showing out of it, as Raylon Brooks from a little above the free throw line is no good. Number 2, Calvin Edwards, set to check in here. And a pretty looking drive on the baseline from number 20. It's Marquise Miles. And an air switch to the right hand and, use the right amount of spin and puts it up and in. 8-0 is the lead for the Gators. 15:45 left to go in this first half.
Yeah, great usage that time of the rim for protection and then landed off on the opposite side of the backboard.
And Marcy Rogers gets points on the board for the Blazers. Makes that jumper there. And another block by Patrick Broussard as number 20, Miles, tries to put up another shot. But that one, this time, is no good. Driving the baseline is number 0. Hands it off to Dumais for the floater, and that is good. Dumais is on the board. And the score is 8-4. The Green River Gators leading, 15 minutes left in the first half. Number 22 from the free throw line, jumper's no good. Rebounded by the skying Marcy Rogers. 15 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, Rogers is always showing that he has some hops up there as he goes through the lane and jumps up and gets the rebound. Another typical rebound we see from Rogers as Dumais puts up a shot and it's up and in. Great job by Dumais to bring it into a 1-point ball game.
Dumais there with the 3, right? So
I believe so, yep.
So Dumais already got 5 points on the board as we get another layup here. I believe that time by Aaron Rife, and the score is 10-7 as we have a turnover in transition. Number 23 gets the easy layup, Jarek Mitchell. 12-7 with 14 minutes, a little over 14 minutes remaining in this first half. 12-7, Green River leading over the Centralia Trailblazers. Marcy Rogers drives it in, hands it out to Condale Scott for 3. This one's no good. We know he can hit those in a hurry. Guarded tightly by number 5, that's Raylon Brooks. And maybe an errant pass picked off there by Marcy Rogers. Raylon Brooks, and given to Condale in the corner. From 3 is Raylon Brooks, but that is no good and going to be Green River basketball. As we have number 23, Marcid Farley, getting set to check in here.
Great 2-3 zone here by Centralia in yellow. In yellow with white lettering and blue numbers.
Jared Mitchell yelling for his team to get this offense set up here and get something going. And in the paint is number 24 who puts up the floater, Chris Hale, and it is good. 14-7, Green River leading, 13 minutes left in the first half. Condale Scott at the top of the key, hands it off to Raylon Brooks and at the wing. Dribbles it over and hands it off to Marcy Rogers. Tries to drive, and a little bit too much defense there by number 22, Devontae Luckett, and they're going to call the foul on him.
Yeah, 22, a little bit over aggressive there, trying to stop the drive. Maybe got caught out of position as Marcy was trying to drive the lane.
And we got some subs here. The 2 standout guards, Marcid Farley and Calvin Edwards, check in for Raylon Brooks and Patrick Broussard.
Definitely 2 players that look to get it going on the offensive end, Edwards and Farley.
Speaking of which, there's Edwards from the free throw line, but his jumper's no good. Trying to get off to just an early.
Yeah, wasting no time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wasting no time to get his name in the books there.
Number 23, the top of the key, drives it into the high post, but kicks it back out.
Great ball pressure.
Handed in the paint at the post, number 22, but that's going to be Marcid Farley fouling him from behind so he doesn't get the easy bucket. And Coach Moore saying, hey, that's a tough shot. Let him make it. Let him earn that instead of getting, he just came in here and now he's got an easy foul on there.
Yeah, just like everything, there's smart fouls and then there's non-smart fouls. Smart passes, not so smart passes, and good shots, not good shots. And you want to be able to use your fouls, utilize them properly. And that situation wasn't a good foul there, as you want to had the shot you wanted if you're on the defensive end.
Luckett hits his first of 2 free throws, and the second one's up, and it is no good.
Awkward free throw stance there. He has both feet connected. He has his heels touching each other. It's just really unorthodox.
And we have Marcid Farley, jumper from the free throw line, no good. So both the guards have a shot up at the same spot, but it's no good for them both. Green River, but it is picked off by Marcy Rogers in transition, hands it to Farley. Ooh, tries to put up the dunk, but gets stuffed, no good. Maybe trying, be a little showy there.
I don't know, saw him warming up in practice for that, trying to prepare for it a little bit, work on his hops. And first opportunity he got, trying to show that he can do it, get up there.
But it translates.
Dunk by
Absolutely.
this season.
But it translates to a easy layup on the other end. You'd rather, at this point, if you're Coach Moore, you'd rather get points and get a comfortable lead before you go for the showmanship, as we had another layup here on the Green River side.
Layup by Isaac Winston, I believe it was, number 4 for Green River.
So if you're just now joining us, 11:27 left in this first half as the Centralia Trailblazers host the Green River Gators, and the Green River Gators have gotten off to a early lead, 19-7, 12-point lead for them. The Trailblazers, haven't. It seems like they are kind of taking this game a little bit as more of a fun game to try to, more like an all-star. They're playing like it's an all-star game, but really you want to make the impression on what you guys pride yourselves on, which is grinding it out and playing hard. So you hope Coach Moore's kind of trying to get them back in their composure.
Yeah, and Green River's on a hot start early here. Definitely you see them looking to push the action when they get on the offensive end, wasting no time in transition, quickly going down to the other end and trying to draw a foul and as they drive to the hoop. And you see Green River pressing into action early.
as number 40 loses his footing there and slips, and John Dumais gets to slip free for the easy deuce. Dumais has 7 now.
Yep.
At a 3-pointer from number 4, Isaac Winston. Looking good there. 22-9 is the lead for the Green River Gators. Marcy Rogers driving the lane, hands it off to Condale Scott, but that is no good. Rim stuff there. Number 4 in transition, Winston again tries to hand it off to big number 40, Demicilio, but it ends up getting bobbled out, and it's going to be Trailblazer basketball. And Colin Malone is in the game now for, I believe, Marcet Farley. Coach probably didn't like the dunk attempt too much. As Calvin Edwards drives the lane, puts up the layup, but it is just a little bit soft there. No good.
Yeah, he had the open look. Might have just slipped out of his hands on that attempt.
Number 20 from the free throw line, no good. Rebound goes to the Blazers. Trying to get some offense going here. It's definitely what the doctor is ordering for him. Dumais in the corner for 3, and it is too strong there. No good. As we got a lob pass to number 40. He was already in the air, so he grabs it and just puts up the reverse layup. Great look there by Matthew Hardwick, and great pass by Winston.
Hardwick, freshman out of Anchorage, Alaska.
Marcy Rogers there in the paint, not really ready for that basketball, so luckily ends up getting kicked out. It's going to be possession. But Condale Scott finds a good look, finds Marcy in there, gets the good assist. 24-11. Coach Moore said, hey, let's get a stop. They've been on a good offensive tear here, have been the Green River Gators.
That's what it's about, though. You have to have that mindset every trip down on defense. Let's get a stop. Let's get a stop. And every trip has to be just as important as the last one.
Absolutely, take it play by play. As number 4, Isaac Winston's 3 is off, but the long rebound goes to Green River, and it's going to end up being Green River basketball out of bounds.
Centralia electing to set up in the 2-3 zone on the defensive end. You see a little bit of tough play here between Condale Scott and number 22 as they push each other back and forth.
But why not? They both want to show what they're made of. Both teams last game here, so they both want it just as bad. Ooh, as Colin Malone streaks it, speedy streak in there. Nice cut to the basket, gets the good layup. 24-13, 11-point lead belonging to the Green River Gators. 8:45 left in the first half.
I've been seeing that Green River has been giving them the open lane, and great job by Malone to be aware of that and take advantage and just attack the lane. They give it to you, attack it.
And the high post is number 20. Dribbles in but kicks it out to the short corner. Number 22, that is Devontae Luckett, gets the jumper to go. 26-13, 13-point lead for the Green River Gators with a little over 8 minutes left in the first half. Edwards and at the wing, really waiting for his team to set up an offense, but he elects to drive and puts up a layup, is no good there. And John Dumais ends up cutting the basket, but he is fouled, so he will be shooting 2. Foul's going to be on number 4. It's going to be Isaac Winston, and that's his second team foul. So not too many fouls here on either side right out the gate, as we have 3 new players set to check in: Broussard, Farley, and Kyle North.
Yeah, Edwards, that trip to the basket, he realized that he lost the handle of the basketball, so he kind of threw it up at the rim, knowing that he knew how it's going to come up off his hand, and was able to get in position to jump up, grab the rebound, and find the cutting Dumais.
And Dumais hits both of his free throws there, as he's going to get some rest as Broussard comes in for him, and Condale Scott's going to get some rest as well. And as well as, I believe, Raylon Brooks.
See Kyle North, local product from Rainier High School, just a few miles north.
The 3-point attempt by number 32, but it's going to be no good. But somehow the loose ball actually is going to end up being Green River's, and 44, that's Bryce Demicilio. He gets the layup out of it. Kyle North from the high post kicks it out to Broussard, to Farley, to Edwards for 3. off front iron. The rebound ends up going to Green River in transition. And there's Isaac Winston working hard again, hitting the face there.
Yeah, it looks like he might have taken a shot to the eye. And if he has contact, might have lost the contact there. Let's see.
Looks like he's going to be all right. He's going to be shooting 2, though. That's going to be on Calvin Edwards, his first foul, third team foul for the Blazers.
Bring a stop to action with 7 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in the first half.
The lead belonging to Green River, 28-15. They've come out with some hot offense, and there's been quite a few turnovers on both sides so far.
Yeah, both teams trying to get something to go like with a quickness. So we see both teams moving up and down the court really quickly, and that causes for some sloppy passes and some players being unaware as they're running the court. And you hear Coach Shute saying just not be so quick in the offensive sets, just trying to work it together.
Yeah, it's basically, let the play run itself. Let the people, the off the ball movement is huge. Instead of taking it yourself, as a little bit too tight of defense there, a little hand check on number 20. That's going to be Marquise Miles. That's his first foul. Side out of bounds, Blazers.
Being a little bit over aggressive as he does again here, not giving Farley space to inbound.
Hands it off to Edwards at the corner, in the corner, and Kyle North cuts, but Edwards elects not to take that. Broussard, the jumper, no good. Fighting for the rebound, ends up in the hands of number 20. That's Marquise Miles. 3-point attempt from number 32. That's good. That's Reese Rabbit.
Out of Ellensburg, 6'1" freshman.
And Edwards bringing it the other way. 33-15, lead belonging to the Gators. 6:41 left in the first half. Colin Malone cutting baseline. Finds Kyle North, who gives it to Broussard in high post, who throws it away there because Colin Malone, there just was a miscommunication there, but a nice block by Marcid Farley. Ends up still Green River ball. The big Ben Coombs, 6'9" center out of Reno, Nevada, with the easy putback there.
A little lefty turnaround hook shot by Combs over Broussard.
And when you're 6'9", why not take advantage of the mismatch? A little bit of scrappy play there. Number 44 and Edwards getting a little bit into it. That's Demicilio.
20-point ball game here.
It's definitely been a huge offensive outburst by the Green River Gators in this first half. And the Blazers haven't really seemed to be getting in their flow so far, as we have a pass that's tipped by the Gators, and it will stay here.
11 seconds left on the shot clock. But they're definitely going to have to look to chip away here at the lead. They can't be letting it extend any further as they want to stay in this ball game.
Broussard misses another jumper there from the free throw line, extended, and 3-point attempt here by number 32, who just hit one. That's Reese Rabbit, but it's no good. We're going to have a foul here, I believe on number 44. Oh, number 50, it's going to be on Coombs. But that is his first foul. Blazers
you just
coming
kind
the
of
other
see
way.
it in the body language of the Trailblazers that they're not too into this game. They're just playing kind of lackadaisical. You want to see some passion, some heart, some effort out of these Trailblazers in their last game of the season.
Especially out of these sophomores. This is their last game, possibly of their career, if they're not scouted. So this is something they want to make a statement on. As Broussard, another jumper is no good from the short corner.
That time you could see number 50 Ben Combs just daring Broussard to take the shot. So Green River definitely doing their scouting report on Broussard, daring him to take that outside shot and living with it on the defensive end for Green River. Either doing a scouting report or learn from last time when Centralia went to Green River.
And which Centralia won a very convincing very convincing score there. 20-plus victory as John Dumais and Marcy Rogers check in.
Alley-oop attempt, no good.
Very, very high there. LeBron James-esque. I feel like only he would be the one to get up there and grab it up by the top of the backboard. So it's Blazers ball. Dumais and the wing. Marcy Rogers drives but finds nothing there. Good defense by the Green River, as their bench has shown their spirit for their team. Short corner is Marcy. Calvin Edwards dribbles in. Jumper is no good. And it will be Gator ball. Turnaround there, but great defense by Marcin Farley. He's able to block it away. The score is, if you're just joining us, the score is 35-15. Green River Gators have a 20-point lead over the Centralia Trailblazers with 4:31 left in the first half.
We've got a full timeout, bringing some break to the action. It's going to be called by Coach Moyer of Centralia. And also, if you're just joining us, Dave Klovedahl, one of the assistant coach, inducted into the Hall of Fame at halftime of the girls' game. And we can, give you a wrap-up of the girls' game. It was 86-49 as the Lady Trailblazers are heading into the playoffs. Great job by them to wrap up the win and, gather some momentum heading into the playoffs, where they'll definitely be battle-tested there. And so, as this timeout with Centralia trailing by 20 points, and we've seen it stay at this this lead here, the same score for probably about 2 minutes of game action. Probably why Coach Moore called timeout. Get something mustered together on the offensive end for Centralia.
And as you can see, the Green River Gators are really keeping the Blazers outside as far as their offense, just daring them to shoot the jump shots. The Blazers got a few easy drives in the lane earlier, but seems like the Gators have adjusted, and so you're seeing a lot of missed shots here because just they're daring him for the contested jumper. Number 4 in the wing, but it is tightly guarded by Calvin Edwards. He dribbles into the free throw line, extended 24, finds number 55 for the dunk there.
Big two-hand slam-a-jammer.
Yeah, a big Aaron Reif, the 6'8" power forward from Seattle. He's a freshman.
Looked like he was trying to break the backboard.
It was with emphasis and with authority.
Trying to end the game early.
As we have Calvin Edwards wasn't too sure where his dribble was, and so that's going to be the Gator ball, as an out of bounds is where the ball was bounced. Another dunk.
This one over 6'7" Broussard. So, give him a little posterization that time.
Aaron Reif. He's coming out right now, and he's trying to take the wind out of their sails, but Broussard is able to get him up in the air. A little bit too excited as Reif, and Broussard gets the inside bucket.
Yeah, not to be outdone. Broussard down at the other end, getting his 2 points back.
Yeah, 2 is a 2. And a nice little protected layup there by Isaac Winston off the feed and fast break by number 23. And there's a foul just beyond the half-court line.
Great pass by 23, but I'm not sure if it was necessary, as both of them were ahead of the Centralia defenders, and he kind of made that nice no-look shovel pass. Look pretty.
Kind of wanted the assist there. As we got a 3 from number 2, that's Calvin Edwards. They clipped it, but it is still a 21-point lead for the Green River Gators, 41-20 with 3 minutes left in the first half. Very easy block there by Broussard, but then there's a foul on the putback attempt.
Yeah, if they're going to want to get back into this ball game, they're going to have to get a few of those outside jumpers to fall, because it seems like Green River's game plan is to collapse the lane, crowd the paint, don't allow them to drive through there, and live with the outside jump shot. So if you're Centralia, you got to start hitting them, make them respect your outside game, and then once they start picking you up out there, then the inside is open. Start driving the lanes, maybe dishing it off to your big mans. Start working some offensive, strategies here.
But as of right now, the Green River strategy is working for them as we have a split of the pair here. And on the free throws, 42 to 20 is the lead for the Green River Gators. Blazer ball out of bounds.
Might have been just thrown off a defender's foot that time.
2:51 left in the first half. Dumais receives the inbound pass in the corner, who hands it off to Marcy Rogers. Drives the lane, but looked like the ball was deflected there, and it will stay Trailblazer ball.
Maybe letting him get away with a little bit of contact that time. Ripped him across the arm, but no foul called.
Dumais this time in the other corner, running the same play. Who is able to, from all the way from the arc, is able to back him down. Just some power display there by John Dumais, and gets the post move to go. Great job there. Number 23 at the top of the key, dribbles and hands it off to number 24. Didn't really have anything there, lost his dribble. High post, number 20, 24 at the wing. 23 drives and kicks it out. Number 20, that's Marquise Miles, who puts up the shot, and it is good in the post. And it's 44-22, the Green River Gators lead with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Dumais at the top of the arc, who just gets clobbered there as he goes to the layup. You can hear the thud all the way from Centralia High School.
Yeah, maybe a little bit unfortunate to have something to learn, but it's something as basketball players, you do learn how to fall. So
Absolutely.
John Dumais may sounded like a hard fall there, but he was able to turn and save himself from getting hurt that time.
But they called it on the ground, not with the shot, so it will stay Blazer ball here. Raylon Brooks setting to check in. Marcy Rogers drives the lane. Marcid Farley drives and throws up a shot, a very well contested shot off the backboard, no good.
Maybe could have used another pump fake that time. He had him on the first pump fake, but then the second guy was coming in to help, and that's where he just had to change his shot.
Patience is a virtue for sure, especially in the game of basketball. Number 55, who gets an easy mismatch bucket, and that's Aaron Reif, and he got it over Broussard.
A little bit shaken up after this play, maybe just walk it off down at the other end.
But Broussard right back at him. Kind of a duel here by Reif and Broussard. So look to see that throughout this game. Number 23 at the top of the key, Jarek Mitchell. Passes it off at the wing to number 24 for three, and it is good. That's Chris Hale with the three-pointer. And this offensive tear by the Green River Gators hasn't really ceased, as the lead belongs to Green River Gators 49-24 with just over 30 seconds left in the first half. John Dumais from three. He usually would make that. No good. A putback attempt by Calvin Edwards is also no good. And that's going to be over and back. Calvin Edwards, left foot, step back beyond the half-court line.
It's actually Marcid Farley.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. Marcid Farley just unaware of where he was on the court that time, trying to make the hustle play, but yeah, it's not his fault that time. Just wasn't able to chase it down.
Raylon Brooks is checked in here for Marcid Farley. Jarek Mitchell at the top of the key, leading his team here. Just kind of dribbling around the arc. The handoff to 24, Chris Hale, who just hit a nice three. Number 13 in the corner throws away the basketball. Calvin Edwards in transition, and he kind of skies it up there, but sees that he's not far enough above, but gets the layup to go, and that's going to end the first half, 49-26. The lead belonging to the Green River Gators. We're going to get some stats to you soon, but so far a very convincing lead by the Green River Gators. Just the offensive outputs just outweighed the Blazers. by far.
Good job by Edwards, though, to send it off in a positive note going into halftime. Looked like Edwards was ready to, prepare for some bounce that time to get up and dunk it, but he couldn't get his legs underneath him. And great job by him, though, to gather it and finish with the layup. Then score is 49-26. Centralia will need a big performance here in the second half to be able to, chip away at this lead and catch up. They'll have to take it one possession at a time, one stop at a time, and then one basket at a time. So it's going to have to start falling for the Trailblazers here in the second half.
And that's what it's going to take, is just at this point with such a large lead, but not a overwhelming lead. It's still a very feasible lead that can be overcome. So they're just going to need to grind away at it. Coach Moyer going to take a look at the stats here and just from there kind of draw up what he wants for this team.
Yeah, it's definitely within reach here, as it's just 49-26. Green River with the lead. Centralia's going to have to look for a positive note to end the season with. Going to want to protect home court and end with a win. We'll actually just bring you some stats right before the start of the second half, and we'll take a break. Quick 10-minute break here. We'll be right back with you. Luke Kilgore alongside Edwin Meyer. All right, thank you. And carrying his team with the boards.
And it'll be a Blazer ball in the second half. Start out with Raylon Brooks driving the lane, but kicking it back out to Condell Scott. They're going to have this sophomore starting lineup in the second half here. Raylon Brooks for three from the corner. It is good right away. Hopefully, that's the start of some good momentum there offensively. They got a reaching foul. It's going to be called on Raylon Brooks, a little bit excited after his made three.
Yeah, hopefully Brooks can get hot. Definitely he has what it takes. He doesn't get much playing time as of quality minutes, but you're seeing this evening he's going to get the minutes to see if he can make something of it and show his worth.
Number 23, his three-point shot is no good. It'll be Blazer basketball. Raylon Brooks at the wing gives it to Condell Scott, top of the key, hands it off to Broussard. High post, but kicks it out. Condell, baseline, number 0, Marcy Rogers, but gives it to Broussard, who was open but fumbled the ball a little bit there. Marcy Rogers gives it to Raylon Brooks. Broussard drives it, goes in strong, and it is good. Number 55 there, a little bit lackadaisical that time, Aaron Reif.
Just gave him the lane and then gave him the bucket. Basically just daring him to take it, and Broussard, of course.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take it. This is, at this level, they're going to connect on that. If you're going to give him an easy layup, yeah. So the score is 49-31. Green River Gators leading. They're scoreless so far in the second half. And 5 easy points there by the Blazers. Good defense there by John Dumais, number 55. His shot's no good twice. He got his own rebound, but second chance opportunity is no good.
I was hoping he'd pull up on that shot.
But he tried to go into Dumais, and Dumais had some good contests. Shot by Marcy Rogers is no good. Going the other way, Green River Gators basketball. The high post, number 20. It is blocked by John Dumais. Great defense so far, especially in the first half as well, but Condell Scott throws it right in the hands of number 23. Number 20 in transition with the easy layup. That's going to be Marquise Miles. Condell Scott at the top of the key. Number 5, Raylon Brooks driving the lane unbalanced, but he gets the foul, is bailed out there. He's going to be shooting too. 51-31, 18 minutes left in the second half. What was that, Evan?
Once again, Green River just giving Centralia the lane, and Raylon Brooks taking advantage of it at the free throw line.
Seems like, they've gotten a little bit too comfortable with this lead here. So hopefully the Blazers can definitely take advantage of it and crack it open. Both shots from the free throw line are no good, but Marcy Rogers with the rebound. So it'll stay here. Raylon Brooks for 3. No good off back iron, but it's back to him. Marcy Rogers at the wing. Drives it in. Given the lane once again. That's going to be a foul. Marcy Rogers is going to be at the line now shooting 2. That's number 24. That's his 3rd foul, and the last foul was actually Chris Hale as well. So they're going to get a sub for him in the form of Isaac Winston. First free throw is good. Up and in by Marcy Rogers as Winston subs in for Chris Hale. Marcy Rogers no good on the second free throw attempt, but John Dumais gets the board. Good job here. Seems like they're controlling the boards thus far in the second half. Must be a definite focal point of John Moyer. Three-point attempt from Raylon and is no good. He's definitely not afraid to shoot him right now. And he can hit him. He can get hot, and they need somebody to. Layup attempt there by number 22, Devontae Luckett. He wanted the foul call there.
Technical foul.
And there's going to be a technical foul called on Mr. Luckett. So we're going to have some free throw shooting here. Who's a little bit frustrated with the no call there. But
yeah, I'm assuming he had some choice words for the official as he was laying on the ground. But no, I've never seen that before. I've never seen a player throw the ball completely up almost to the Raptors and then came down right on it.
Yeah.
It was like first for me.
Some interesting things here that we've seen so far tonight. I mean, as Condell Scott makes one of the 2 free throws for the technical shooting, and it will stay Blazer possession. It's definitely been an interesting night so far as, I mean, last time these two faced off, you definitely saw a completely different story. The Blazers led them all throughout in a very convincing game, so hopefully you can see those Blazers here tonight. And you're seeing a different kind of Green River as well as Broussard throws the ball away. And a tough shot by number 4. But Condale going in, skying in with the transition layup is exactly what they need. The Blazers maybe starting to get back into this one. Great hustle there by Marcy Rogers. Out of control, fast break by Green River and almost picked it off. They're going to try to regain their composure.
Yeah, I see Centralia picking it up on the defensive end, playing the passing lanes, putting a little bit of ball pressure on.
And that's where it all starts. Defense creates the offense. And the coach doesn't agree either. We got a timeout, a full timeout by Tim Mallory.
Big time miscommunication there as number 23 thought his teammate was going one way and he went the completely opposite way. And so just not on the same page there for Green River College Gators. And it's that call for a 30-second timeout as Coach Tim Mallory will talk it over with his crew.
In case you're just now joining us, the score is 51-35 here. Get the time for you for remaining in the second half, but just about 4 minutes, 16:36 left, but 4 minutes have passed, and it's kind of been a completely different story, as it was a 49-26 lead that the Green River Gators had at halftime, but it looks like the Blazers are starting to cut into it now. 51-35. Broussard in the corner gives it to Condell Scott at the wing, gives it to Broussard in the post. Great move, and there was a foul. We could hear it over here, and that's going to be called on Aaron Reif, and Broussard will be shooting too.
Yeah, you could hear Coach Klodahl saying to help out the ref down underneath the hoop. Probably has a feeling that he's been missing a lot of calls down low. There's one thing that I just don't like about that last call there is he kind of waited to see if the basket was going to go in before he blew the whistle. It's like NBA. You see it a lot in the NBA. If the basket goes in, they're not going to call it, and they're just going to play on. So I just don't really like seeing that in basketball.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of frustrating to see, especially as the player.
Mm-hmm.
If you got it through contact, you deserve to get that recognition and that, getting the extra point.
Mm-hmm.
As we got an easy layup on the other side by Green River. 53-36 with 16 minutes remaining in this game. And Marcy Rogers loses the basketball, gets it picked off. In transition, it's number 4 who almost misses that layup, but Winston with the easy transition bucket off the steal. Raylon Brooks at the top of the key. Patrick Broussard at the wing, trying to find Dumais in the post, but he's being a little double teamed here. Actually, excuse me, Aaron Reif isn't really respecting, outside of Patrick Broussard. And Patrick Broussard possibly just tipped that basket in. It was going in anyway, but no
goaltending called anyways, but he hit it in.
I wonder if they're going to give him those stats. Raylon Brooks hands it out to Condell Scott in the corner for 3, no good. And Jason Moore saying, don't hesitate.
Yeah, you don't take the first look that you get.
And a free throw line extended shot there from number 20. That's going to be Marquise Miles as they start to get this lead back in control. Colin Malone setting a check in here. Patrick Broussard at the top of the key. Raylon Brooks in the wing. Gives it to Condell Scott for 3. And it hits it this time. Spark plug Condell Scott.
Didn't hesitate that time.
Absolutely. And he brings it within a 20-point lead here. 59-39. Gets a little bit too excited.
No, great job by Condell Scott there. Good timing to poke it away, and then forced a foul, or else Condell Scott would have been down at the other end with the layup, or would have had the advantage. So 14 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in the ball game, and Centralia inbounds it.
Raylon Brooks tried to dribble drive there and gets trapped. But Raylon Brooks for 3, it is no good. Way off there that time from the wing, but he's able to get it right back. So it's So it's going to end up being a Green River Gator ball here. At the top of the key, number 23. Number 22 hands it off in the short corner, 23, who gives it to the big man, number 20, Marquise Miles. Only 6'3", but he plays like he's 6'8".
Finished through the contact, too. Dumais may got away with the foul, but either way, finished through it and got the 2 points.
And Marquise Miles, who's been tearing up the boards as well, as John Dumais makes a nice, nifty spin layup there.
Yeah.
But he's been controlling the boards, and he's only 6'3", so he's definitely showing off his athleticism. And as we got a foul call here on number 44, Bryce Demicilio, who's going to be at the line shooting 2. And I believe that's going to be on John Dumais, his second foul. Third team foul for the Blazers.
Yep, and that's versus the 5 fouls on the Green River end.
Calvin Edwards checking in to the ball game.
The game is definitely within reach, but Centralia has to take it one possession at a time and chip away at it as it's getting into crucial minutes here.
So number 44 splits the pair, Demicilio. Condell Scott's bringing up the basketball for the Blazers. 13-15 left in this ball game. Blazers need to get something going for them. Edwards, great bounce pass there into the lane to a cutting Colin Malone.
Give and go action.
The cutting Colin Malone gets the basket there. 62-43, 19-point lead for the Green River Gators. Slowly but surely, as you said they need to do, they're cutting into this lead. Number 22 is going to be fouled on the shot. That's Devontae Luckett.
So number 22 going to the free throw line, looking to extend this 19-point lead that they have over the Trailblazers.
And maybe a little bit of frustration here by Centralia's side of coaching staff, a little bit with the
officiating
for sure. as the first free throw is hit. And the second, so both free throws are good for Devontae Luckett. 64-43 is the score. Green River Gators lead the Centralia Trailblazers with 12:40 remaining. Shot put up is no good by Condale Scott, but it's going the other way. Number 4 loses the basketball there, but it will end up being Centralia basketball off, just didn't have the handles off the jump stop.
I think he just tried making his move.
And Colin Malone puts up the 3, and it gets caught there in between the backboard and the corner of the rim.
I think the official rule naming on that is a neck ball when it gets caught in between the rim and the backboard, and it was actually tipped that time as it.
Oh, it was blocked?
Got wedged in between,
okay.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see that kind of.
Yeah, I always say hardest shot in horse.
So number 4 with a 3-point attempt, no goods. Isaac Winston. Condale Scott in transition. Gives it to Colin Malone in the post. Tries to hand it off to Edwards, but Winston there with the good hands, and it will stay Blazer basketball.
See some cutting action now by Centralia.
It's been working for him. Edwards to inbound. Finds Colin Malone at the corner. Dribble drives. Gives it to Edwards. Jumper there. It is good from about 12 feet out. It's going to be Edwards with the jumper. 64-45 is the lead for the Green River Gators. Edwards working hard on the defensive end as well.
Move your hands, move your hands.
Great defense, but they allow the lane by number 22, and he's going to end up getting the foul. Shot's no good. So Devontae Luckett back at the free throw line. It's going to be on Marcy Rogers, the foul, and that is his first. Both teams have 5 fouls here in the second half.
Yeah, great job by Rogers. Smart way to utilize his fouls there. He's given 5, so might as well take one now to stop the easy deuce. First free throw was good by number 22. That is Devontae Luckett.
And the second one is good as well. So both times the free throw line, Luckett sinks both of them. 11:30 remaining here in the game. 66-45 Green River Gators. Colin Malone off the great feed from Dumais makes the bucket. Coach Moyer wanting him to get a stop, and that's absolutely what they need. They're going to need a few stops, quite a few, but they can do it as they've been cutting into this lead. But an alley-oop layup attempt there.
Definitely can't be trading baskets. They're going to have to get at least 4 or 5 stops within this next 11 minutes to climb back into this ball game here.
Absolutely. Luckett was just kind of, his defender just kind of lost him there as he was cutting and got the easy alley-oop layup. As Marcy Rogers has a great pump fake there and uses the power dribble to get to the other side of the basket. Good shot there, and he's good. 3-point attempt by number 32, Reese Rabbit. That is no good, but it is stolen from Marcy Rogers, and another easy basket for the Green River Gators. Isaac Winston there that time, and he's been doing good things this second half, whether from the free throw line or just inside in general. 3-point attempt by Colin Malone, though. He's kind of tried to keep him in it.
Heating up. Colin Malone, we've seen 3 straight baskets by him.
And they're going to need more than Colin just to step up here. But Colin Malone's definitely doing a great job contributing. He's been the offense in the past 5 minutes. And shot attempt by number 32. 3-pointer, no good. Marcy Rogers. Colin definitely showing his skills right now with another layup. So 11 points here in 5 minutes for Colin Malone. So he's been getting his work in.
Yeah, if you're the coach of the Gators, you want to put somebody on him, but over here a little bit biased towards the Centralia side. We're trying to hope that Colin Malone keeps it going here.
Isaac Winston with the 3-point shot, and kind of a miscommunication there. Calvin Edwards expecting Marcy Rogers to cut all the way through, but he stopped at the block. And so its possession is going to be Green River Gators. Timeout for Green River.
You can't just stop on your cut because that's pump faking out your own man, you're your own teammate there. You got to finish and go throughout the cut, and you got to cut with the purpose, cut hard, and
As the coaches always say, commit to the play.
yeah, just
Whatever you do, commit 100% to it.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You got to put 100% effort into that cut when you're making it, or else no point in even cutting at all. So, 19-point ball game. Centralia not totally out of it, as there's about 10 minutes remaining in the ball game, and we'll see John Dumais checking in, and as well as Farley.
73-54 is the score here. 9:28 left in the ball game, and the Blazers, I mean, they're going to need some offense here, and they're going to need some stops because they've been trading baskets lately, and that's how you keep a hold of a lead if you're the Green River Gators.
Yes, Centralia may only have one last push left in them, and this may be it coming up here, and to have momentum start swinging their way.
23 drives, kind of a no-look kickback there, but it is stolen. Dumais in transition, gives to Condale, dribbles inside, pulls up, no good. And almost a close contact there.
I'm always proactive over here because I'm kind of injured, don't want to take it any further. So I've been keeping that in mind the whole game, seeing for players coming over here. Last year we had actually Van Lockett take out the whole table. Quite an interesting sequence.
Hey, you love to see that hustle though. As you saw Coach Moyer actually say, you see how he's hustling to one of his players. You see how he's hustling. Well, I like that from you.
Oh, definitely.
So
out of everybody, out of all your players, you want it out of everyone.
So that's definitely something that's always good to watch, always fun to watch. As the hustle, as it's given to number 20, who tries to. It takes a second. He realizes it's out of bounds, waiting for the referee to realize it. But it wasn't until he took a power dribble that they're like, oh, wait a minute. So as the Centralia Trailblazers bring up the basketball with Condell Scott leading the drive. Nice little crossover there. Hands it off to Calvin Edwards, who drives it in. Stops at the free throw line, gets some space. Jumper's no good. But way to get into his man and create space.
Yeah, he got the shot he wanted, just not falling. 8 minutes left to go here on the clock.
Number 4, shot from the free throw line, no good. That's Isaac Winston, but he has been doing great things for him this second half. Ball pushed to Edwards, but as Marston Farley tries to get it into Colin Malone, the pass just has a little bit too much mustard on it. And
yeah, he was there. You just got to be smarter about the pass. Just feed it to him.
He was wide open. That would have been an easy layup.
Great job.
Yeah, great job. Was that Colin Malone?
Yeah.
As he gets up in the air and breaks up the alley-oop attempt to number 55, but another miscommunication here. It will stay Blazer ball off the tip, but it was expected to get Colin Malone on the cut.
Yeah, definitely you don't want to force it if you're Centralia. Looks like they're going to have a sub for Green River, but they're not going to allow it as number 23 called for a sub from his coach. So we'll see him checking out on the next break.
Colin Malone cutting baseline. His layup attempt is short, but great job there. Marston Farley gets the easy look, but it is no good.
He blew Edwards' assist.
Edwards in transition goes for it all by himself, but he is clobbered, and he's going to be going to the line shooting 2. If you're just now joining us, it's been an interesting game. 7 minutes remaining, 73-56. The Green River Gators lead the Centralia Trailblazers.
Yep, and this game is definitely not out of reach. 73-56. Now Edwards inches it a little bit closer with the free throw, and he'll set in to shoot the second.
And this deficit is by no lack of effort from Colin Malone, who the coach is very proud of at this point, who's pretty much gotten him back in this game in the second half.
Yeah, Colin Malone, a freshman, so hopefully we'll see him back here next year, learning from all this whole experience and leading his Trailblazers.
Just inside the three-point line is number 4, Isaac Winston, with the shot. at the wing is Calvin Edwards. Tries to get it to Farley, but his man had him sealed. So easy layup and an alley-oop jam there to number 55, Aaron Rife. And that was from Winston, who threw that up.
Great acrobatics and hang time, able to catch it with one hand, turn and look and jam it through. It's pretty nice as he had the hang time up there to, secure the catch and finish. Great job by number 55, Aaron Rife.
That is his third dunk of the game, and you can bet that's been making a statement.
Oh, yeah. Highlight reel.
As we're going to have a foul call here.
6 minutes, 22 seconds left to go here in the ball game.
Foul's going to be called on John Dumais, his third, number 22 at the line, shooting two. It's Devontae Luckett, who's been at the line quite a bit in this second half, and he seems very accurate from the free throw line. It seems like almost an ATM, just chalk it up if he gets fouled as he makes his first.
Yeah, one thing to make note on is all the players' shoes. Like, they got some pretty fancy shoes out here.
Yeah, the Green River guys know how to be styling for
Even
sure.
some of the Centralia guys, they got their nicest kicks.
Edwards with the retro Jordans on, actually. Those are sweet.
Looks like Condell Scott might have some Air Maxes, or either way, team colors.
Number 4 at the top of the key probably goes past about 5 hands until it gets to the one it was meant for, but too high. And it will be Centralia Blazer ball. Condell Scott at the top of the key tries to find a cutting Marcin Farley, but his man's doing a great job on the defensive end. That three-point attempt is no good, and it will be Green River basketball in transition. Driving is Isaac Winston, but it will be no good, but he is fouled, so he will be at the line shooting two.
Yeah, Centralia's got to be able to stop the ball, get in front of the ball, get in great defensive position, and stop the ball instead of trying to make a slap at it. We've seen about 3 players each just take a slap at the ball as he is driving it up the court.
And if you're going to put him on the line, I mean, those are points. You need a defensive stop. You need defensive stops without fouling them. There's some cases where, using the foul would be good on easy layups, but in this circumstance where there's less than 6 minutes remaining, 20-point lead, it's not something you want to be doing, is putting him on the line. But they lucked out that time as both free throws are no good. 3-point attempt by Marcin Farley is no good. Calvin Edwards for 3 off the offensive rebound. That is no good. And you're just seeing an offensive just struggle here by the Blazers.
You could tell Edwards isn't a catch and shoot type of player because he didn't catch that ball ready to shoot. He caught it and then had to set his feet, get in position. It just didn't seem like he caught it ready to shoot.
Yeah, it wasn't in his flow. He is more, Edwards definitely more of a dribble pull-up jump shooter.
Off the dribble.
Driving the lane is number 44. Great cut there, and he is fouled. The shot just barely missed off the front rim.
Yeah, shot clock was dwindling down as under the 10-second mark, and he just figured to create something by himself and dribble through the lane, be aggressive, make something happen. And that's exactly what number 44 did.
Good decision by Demicilio, and he hits his first free throw. The Blazers' chances are starting to dwindle here. We get 5 minutes remaining in this ball game. 22-point lead for the Green River Gators, 80-58. It's been a high offensive output for these Gators. So I would hope to see, an answer, a big answer, and some stops from the Blazers.
They can't seem to get it underneath that 18-point mark, 17-point mark. It's just staying at this 20, 22, 17, swaying back and forth. They just can't seem to get the lead down within, striking reach.
And so there was a foul called on the floor, and they're in the 1-on-1 position. But Marcin Farley misses the shot, but the rebound is got by Calvin Edwards, who puts the putback up. He hung in the air, but it seemed like right before he hit the ground, he throws up that shot, and it rolls in and one.
Well, they even put a little bit of English on the basketball with the spin there.
Absolutely.
You saw it go off of the opposite corner of the backboard, the little square they had there, and rolled in, got the nice roll.
And he converted the and one, so it's a 19-point lead now for the Green River Gators. Centralia hoping to get something going here defensively. Fell for the pump fake, but the shot is no good by number 44. Dumais ends up with the basketball. In transition of the Blazers, Calvin Edwards from 3 off the dribble. Then he makes the 3, and that goes to show what we were saying earlier, that he seems to be more of a dribble pull-up jump shooter.
Yeah, more comfortable off the dribble.
And he proves it as he hits the 3, 80-64 now. 16-point lead for the Green River Gators. Their possession. 4 minutes remaining in this game, and it's still a definite chance here for the Blazers as there's a turnover, and that's hopefully these Blazers can take advantage of it as Broussard is coming in for Colin Malone. You definitely want to, if you're Coach Moyer, you want to see that offense now. You show them what they got. That's what it's going to come down to, is someone's got to step up here.
Yep, try and get it down to 10, and then maybe that 6-point mark, and be right in the ball game to finish it out.
Calvin Edwards drives into about the post, kicks it out to Broussard, who goes in strong over number 22, uses the mismatch. That's Devontae Luckett that he hit the shot over, and he gets the shot. It's 14-point lead now. Condale almost grabs the steal here, but we are able to get, the Green River Gators are able to get the shot. Number 20, that's Marquise Miles. 82-66 is the lead for the Gators. A three-pointer from John Dumais, no good. He had a great offensive output in the first half, but second half hasn't seemed to find his rhythm.
Green River seems to be wasting no time.
And a great block there. His defensive effort has not stopped. 3 minutes remaining here in this ball game. Chances are starting to, dwindle and go down for the Blazers. 82-66 lead for the Green River Gators. 3-point attempt, number 24. And almost bounced its way in as it almost hit the rafters off the back rim bounce, but it is no good. Condell Scott cutting the basket, gives it Broussard for the short corner jumper, and no good. That hasn't really fallen for him this game, but he's able to get the rebound. Marcin Farley driving in the lane, no good, but he gets his own rebound and puts it in.
Great second jump by Farley.
Not really getting boxed out there, so. One thing we noticed with Farley is he definitely knows how to trace his shot once he puts it up. He knows when it's off, and he knows where it's going. Great steal there by Patrick Broussard. Marcin Farley drives the lane again, wide open layup. Great job there. It is now a 12-point lead as the Blazers hopefully aren't getting this in here too late. Number 20 gets the layup to go. That's Marquise Miles. Just pounding it inside is Calvin Edwards. It's been all him right now.
If you're Green River, you want to take your time and let the clock dwindle away. We've seen him multiple times just drive straight to the hoop and make quick work, and that's what they did again. But, if you're Centralia, you definitely don't want him to score, but you want him to take the shot as quick as possible so you have as much time on the clock on the offensive end.
And that's exactly what they're doing here. 84-72, 146 left in the game. Time is definitely not on the Blazers' side, but we've seen quite a few. 3-4 shots in a row. Calvin Edwards has led the drive, and if they keep taking these quick shots, quick offensive runs, do the Green River Gators, they could lose hold of this game very quickly.
First free throw, well, he split the pair that time, so 1-1 on the trip.
Marcin Farley for 3, no good. Then it will be Green River basketball, 1:30 remaining in this ball game. John Dumais guarding number 24 in the corner. High post, number 20. Number 22. Ball is given to number 4, who gets it blocked. You take your pick, Dumais or Patrick Broussard. Condell Scott pulls up, and it is good. Timeout called by Jason Moyer. 11-point lead for the Green River Gators. It's gone from a 20-some point lead to now it's 11-point lead for the Gators. Still a lot of offense and defensive work left to be done by the Blazers if they want to get in this game and win it.
Yeah, well, with just over 1 minute left to go and it's a 11-point game, you're going to have to foul. You can waste no time. Just got to go for the steal right away. I'd say probably you could only waste like 3 or 4 seconds trying to get that steal. And because you want to come up with the steal, but if you can't get the steal, then you got to foul. And you want to be so aggressive on the steal, like you don't even care if you foul because you kind of want to make it up to the refs, and that's how aggressive you want to be if you're Centralia. So Centralia is just going to have to look to get the steal. If they can't do it, foul, put them on the line, and hope that they can miss some free throws. That's Centralia's only hope right now is that they will miss on the free throw line. And, maybe try and deny the ball to their better shooters, their hot hand, and then maybe get it to the guys that they feel are weaker at the free throw line. And, hope for the best if you're Centralia, because you want to try and end with a win, as it's the last game for many of these players on this court. Well, actually, only for a couple of these players, for Patrick Broussard and John Dumais, as well as Condell Scott.
As we see here at the full court pressure, number 4. We got a little bit of frustration there. Edwards was very tight the whole time, and the foul didn't really get called until over the half-court line.
Yeah, you want to be smart. Maybe he couldn't hear the whistle, and that's understandable. But if he did hear the whistle, and even though number 4 is playing, through it, kind of want to stop and not pick up anything dumb that.
Right. Any technicals or
any extracurricular type activity.
Anything that adds extra points on the board definitely is number 4, and that is Isaac Winston, who's been an absolute ATM at the free throw line. Hits both of them. Edwards drives the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Tries to go for his own rebound, and he actually gets the steal. Condell Scott for 3 here. We get a foul called.
A little bit of chatter going on between Edwards and number 22, Devontae Luckett. They seem to have been going at it all game, but the refs are going to put a stop to that with a quickness here as they blow the whistles and have a conference.
So there's definitely been some words exchanged on both sides here.
We're going to have a talk about this game. Scores 87 to 74 with 46.6 seconds left to go in regulation. And it looks like the Green River Gators have this all but wrapped up. It take a tremendous effort by Centralia. With a little bit of luck to even be able to get back into this one. And the technical is going to be called. And
so what we're going to have here,
I think it's going to be called on Condell.
So what we're going to have here is a call on number 22, physical foul on number 22 on the Green River side. That's Devontae Luckett. Then a technical foul on number 2, Calvin Edwards. So we just got the technical shooting out of the way there. And now, excuse me, and now it is time for the free throw shooting on the other side by Calvin Edwards. Like you said on the last play out, he has to play smart and can't be getting any of the silly technicals. And then the next play out, that's ended up what transpired. So as the referees are having a little bit of a conference over here.
Just over that last sequence is, I think, what caused a little bit of confusion because, it was a lot to handle. I was listening to you, and you got it spot on. You were right on the situations there, the technical and the personal foul call, and it might have just caused a little bit of confusion at the
scores
statisticians
table. Yeah.
And he's just fixing the error that he made.
So
making it official in the books.
As you can see, the foul story from the first half to the second half has been completely different. probably due to the huge lead and having to cut into it and trying not to allow many shots. On both sides, it's 10 fouls with the Blazers to the 9 by the Gators. It's just been a lot more of an aggressive game as these Gators have tried to hold on to their lead. Shooting 2 is Calvin Edwards with 1 minute remaining in this ball game. And is 88-74. I believe actually a 13-point lead as Calvin Edwards hits it.
Second shot's no good. Off loose ball. Broussard saves it, kicks it to Condell Scott. Condell Scott gets it in about a foot in front of the free throw line, puts it up and in. So scores now 88-77 as Coach Moyer puts in a sub. He'll put Colin Malone back in the game. Colin Malone was a big spark for the Trailblazers early on in the second half. He just wasn't quite enough to pull them, right into this ball game. Now they're close, but maybe too far out of reach for the Trailblazers.
A minute remaining, 11-point lead. You got to foul. You got to do something here.
Saved his
As
life.
we have as we have a full timeout by the Green River coach.
You could see the referee and the coach were making some eye contact there, and the ball was flying that way. And luckily, number 22 saw it out of his peripheral vision.
And just reached one arm out to save the referee.
It was nice.
So under a minute here, about 53 seconds or so left in this ball game, 11-point lead for the Green River Gators. The chances for the Blazers to come back and win this game are starting to dwindle. Well, definitely have been dwindling even more so, but they have done their best effort to get back into it as they cut it from a 22-point lead to now just 11. But they're going to need some threes. They're going to need some quick shots here, especially with the free throw shooting that we've seen from Green River, which has been pretty proficient.
So long timeout here. It seems like with a full timeout and 11-point lead, it's going to take a big effort for Centralia. On the court for the Trailblazers is Malone, Scott, Dume, Farley, and Broussard.
And this is the sophomore night, and this is their last game. So trying to go off on a good note here.
Hope to see Farley and Malone back next year, as well as Edwards, and take this season as a learning experience. Come back with the sophomore leadership, and lead them into the playoffs next year. Just take everything as a learning experience and get better every day on the off season. And that's what you got to do as basketball players. Put in the work, outside of on the off season, just to get better and get ahead, and definitely be putting in that work in the gym and as well as in the weight room.
And that's what it's going to take, is just constant work. But I think what they've received is this chemistry in the team. Condell Scott for 3, no good. Rebound goes to Green River. 40 seconds remaining, and a 12-point lead for the Green River Gators. Foul called. Number 24 is going to be on the line. It's Chris Hale, and the foul is going to belong to Marcid Farley. So on the line shooting 2 is Hale. And with a 12-point lead here, 36.2 seconds remaining in the ball game, these Gators are just going to keep shooting free throws and ride it out. First shot is good by Chris Hale.
Probably after this possession, it'll be out of reach, so we won't see Centralia fouling anymore. Well, after that free throw, I'm not sure. If they can get a quick 3, the game could still be within reach.
The foul actually on Marcid Farley, Marcid Farley is fouled, and that's going to be double bonus, so it's not a very smart foul there beyond the arc. And actually, would that be a 3-point?
No, it's not. It's
so
just double bonus, so it's shooting
2 points.
But either way, that's not what you want if you're the coach of
No.
Green Rivers to stop the clock and give them a chance to chip away at this lead. And, they're free throws.
So, I mean, just a little air there, and hopefully the Green River coach is thinking it doesn't end up being a fatal error, as the first free throw is hit by Marston Farley, and second. So they're D'ing up here, and they give her their best free throw shooter, number 4. And Colin Malone feels like he fouled him right away. And he is going to foul out. He's going to get DQ'd here. And we're going to have Kyle North come in for Colin Malone. 28.7 seconds remaining. 90-79 is the lead for the Green River Gators, hosted by the Centralia Trailblazers. Shooting 2 is number 4, Isaac Winston, who has been very accurate so far tonight as he hits yet another free throw. So what we've seen here is just an amazing offensive output by the Green River Gators, and a little bit too late trying to get back into it, or the Blazers, they didn't really find their rhythm until, it was getting close to the end of this ball game. So on their last game of the season, as Patrick Broussard goes for 3 and he hits it, we see a 10-point lead now, and an immediate timeout from Jason Moyer. Broussard showing the versatility. He hasn't really been hitting his jumpers tonight, but he seems to hit one at a decently crucial time.
Yeah.
21.2 remaining, full timeout for Jason Moyer.
Might have been his first 3 ever in college.
Of his career.
Yeah. And, well, he probably hit him in high school, but probably his first time. The first time I've seen him step out and hit a 3. He's taken a couple, but he's shown that he can hit him.
Yeah, right there.
Has the touch from outside, and maybe just feeling a little bit of freedom. As
yeah,
it's his
why not?
last game here, as he's put in a lot of hard work here for the Trailblazers. Big season last year as they took 7th place and actually came home with the trophy with the 2 Wagoners, Van Lockett and Broussard. And Dumais and Condell Scott were also a part of that effort. And you see him this year just not as fortunate, and just not as big down low, and didn't have that sophomore leadership type player like they had in Van Lockett to step up and bring it for him. But we're going to see next year if Edwards or Farley will step up and fill that role for the Blazers.
But it's definitely going to be sad to see our sophomores go. Dumais has been huge. He's been a very big standout. Really, all these sophomores have put in their work, as they're just going to dribble the clock out here, and the game is going to belong to the Green River Gators. And folks, it's been a lot of fun broadcasting these basketball games for you this season, both girls and boys, as the final score is going to be 92-82. The Green River Gators defeat the Centralia Trailblazers at home.
So as for your sophomores, you just hope for the best for their future. As for your freshmen, you hope to see them back next year, and then you hope to see a good freshman core coming in to join these current freshmen that we have, which will be sophomores next year, and bring a solid ball club for Coach Moyer, and hopefully turn it around and have a better season next year for the Trailblazers. And as for the women, they'll be heading into the playoffs, so make sure you get out there and support them as much as you can as they make a run through the playoffs. And so that'll be it. We'll end you with some final stats here, and then we'll send it off.
And before we make sure everything's wrapped up, we'd like to thank everyone who has really been behind the scenes and not really had too much credit here, all the backstage people. So we really thank them for making this possible, and Centralia College for having this great program, letting us have experience.
I want to thank Bill, our technician, who does a lot, and Bob Peters, our athletic director.
And Wade Fisher, who's basically been our mentor.
So, a lot of people to give thanks to. And great season for our Trailblazers. And as I said, make sure you go out and try and support your Lady Trailblazers if you can, and if not, follow along.
So some final stats for you here. The Trailblazers had some breakout scores. So Calvin Edwards, who definitely put his work in. I mean, in the first half, Calvin Edwards only had 5 points. In the second half, he scored 15 more, and he has 20. So most of those coming in like the last 5 minutes of this ball game, as he just drove and tried to take control. Condale Scott, a sophomore, leaving his impression with a 10-point outing here. Marcy Rogers with 7. Patrick Broussard with 12, one of them being that 3 we saw right towards the end of the game. And so hopefully he will go on, as well as Condell, to play for a 4-year university. You'd love to see that for him. John Dumais had 13, and he's been solid all season long. So you'd really like to see that too.
All right.
Marcid Farley was 6, but some huge numbers. Isaac Winston with 26, and Marquise Miles with 20, and of course Aaron Reif had some huge dunks there.
Yep. And so we'll just wrap it up here. We do have one more game that we are going to bring for you, the Senior All-Star game. It will be March 13th, so make sure you tune in for that. It'll be a lot of great action as you see the local seniors from around the area, the boys and girls, trying to come out and put on a final show for their family, friends, coaches, and everybody who supported them along the way, and then also as well as many scouts that will be out to see them, because wherever the top action is where the top scouts are going to be. And I've been to a few of the Senior All-Star games. You see some high-flying action from those players as they get out and run the court and throw down some jams.
The games are some fun stuff to watch. Just a real quick recap here. The women's game went well for the Blazers, 86-49 victory. And if you're just tuning in, the Green River Gators defeated the men's Centralia Trailblazers 92-82. So we're going to end it off and send it off for you in the season. I'm Luke Kilgore alongside Edmund Meyer. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next season. And Edmund, good luck in your future as well.
Yeah, definitely. Good luck with everything and all your schooling, and maybe I'll come in and join you whenever, if I get the time off of school from where I'm going. So if I get the time and I'm back here, I'll definitely come along and join you.
All right, well, thank you, sir.
Alrighty.
Thanks, folks. Take care.